welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. I know that it's 1 year left until the World Cup. Well, I'm running out of video ideas, as you can see, and we're here to talk about World Cup 2026. What's my early thoughts going into that World Cup wearing this absolute stunning Francia jersey? First of all, I quickly want to talk about my two nations that, they haven't 100% qualified, but they will 100% qualify. And obviously, with the double amount of teams, when I think about it, I've actually come to the conclusion, the right answer about the new added teams from 24 to, 36 or something like that. The group stage will be less quality, but the winner and the knockout stages from the round of 16 will just be as good as the World Cup. That's the only difference. The group stage are watered down. It's going to be easier to predict. But then the knockout stages, it's just going to be the same. With a little bit more games, more entertainment, maybe some more upsets as well. So obviously they only did that for economical reasons. They want to earn more money and so on. But the first nation, Algeria, this would be our first World Cup since 2014. Obviously we won the AFCON in 2019. But since then, in the past two AFCONs, knocked out in the group stage, embarrassingly. We obviously have an AFCON now in December before the World Cup, which will assess how great the squad is. We recently brought in the former Switzerland manager. If anyone remembers when Switzerland knocked out France in 2021, well, he was the manager of Switzerland and has managed Switzerland at the World Cup as well. He brings experience. We have a new generation, young talent. Hopefully, Magnus Achlios picks Algeria until then. And maybe some more talents. We have Amora at Wolfsburg is cooking. Ibrahim Maza, remember the name, went from Hertha Berlin, joined Bayer Leverkusen as a Florian Wirtz replacement. We have Ait Nouri, who went to Manchester City. Obviously, Ryan Cherky opted to join the French national team instead of the Algerian, so he would not be part of us. We have a really solid squad, and just like in 2014, everyone remembers that Algeria-Germany game. I believe, once again, we can be some of underdogs. We saw Morocco reach the World Cup semi-final last year. That will give this team more belief, more confidence for the Arab teams and for the African teams that you can go far despite maybe not having the most quality. It's all about team ethic, mentality, and belief in yourself. Sweden is a little bit same. We're not part of the recent World Cup, a bit embarrassingly, but we're going to be part of this one. And the most recent one Sweden was in was not as far as Algeria. It was only in 2018 where we reached the quarterfinal and embarrassingly losing to that England squad. Like, we had the really cheeky group stage, beat Mexico, beat South Korea, slapped up Mexico, performed so well versus Germany, should have beaten them. Some dodgy referee decisions and a stupid tackle by Durmaz, which led to that memorable Toni Kroos free kick. Still finished first in the groups, obviously with Germany being knocked out fourth in that group stage. Then came the game against Switzerland. We beat Switzerland 1-0 with a deflected Forsberg goal, and we went into that quarterfinal, with confidence. But it felt so like the negative side of Sweden in that game. It felt like we gave up. We're in the quarters. This is good for us. We could have actually done something in that tournament, but the mentality was seen. It was like, we're happy we're here, and England are superior to us. I didn't like that game mentality, and since then, I wanted that manager out. Even though he had a lot of great moments with us, how that game went, I wanted him out. And then we had when we lost to Ukraine. Obviously, this was Ukraine before the war. When we lost to Ukraine in Euro 2021, that was embarrassing as well. Topping the group with Spain as well, completely embarrassing. And then obviously, as I said, we were not part of the recent World Cup. We were not part of the recent Euros. We were not part of the recent Euros. I hope I'm not stupid at the moment and I'm forgetting it, but we were not part of that. So, well, look at the squad we have. It's mostly attackers. Isak, Alexander Isak, Dejan Kulusevski, Gyökeres, Rony Bardghji, who recently went to Barcelona, Bervan at Spurs as well, with Isak Hien as the centre-back. We recently brought in a bearded, stunning goalkeeper as well. So, Sweden and Algeria, not, insane expectation, but both of them, great squads, and we can do something special. I'm looking at round of 16 to quarterfinal, hopefully for both of my teams. And who knows, we might even go further. The last time Sweden finished really high in the World Cup was in 94. It was the last one that was played in America, and Sweden finished third, winning bronze that year. Maybe Sweden can replicate that. So I have faith and belief in both Sweden and Algeria. I would say more in Sweden. They look stronger than Algeria. They recently obviously played in a friendly. Sweden were up 4-0. Algeria came back 4-3. So I'm feeling good. Now let's move on to the bigger nations. And these are the nations I'm going to be talking about. Brazil and Argentina from South America. Sure, Colombia might be cheeky. Sure, maybe you have Ecuador. They have a special generation coming up. But we're going to talk about Brazil, Argentina from South America. When it comes to Europe, England, Spain, France, Germany. That's it. I don't think... Portugal. How can I forget about Portugal? Let's start with Portugal actually. Winning their Nations League recently over España. A lot of people, I've seen some people put out on shorts like, because Chelsea beat PSG, that was unexpected. That was unexpected. But they said Portugal beating Spain was unexpected. I think Spain went into as favorites in that game, like 55-45. If you really want to be that confident, maybe 60-40. But I don't think it was that big of a underdog story, Portugal beating Spain. I mean, Portugal has such a talented squad. But obviously, the main issue with Portugal is the manager not getting the best out of the team and playing Ronaldo and all of that. But this Portugal team, first main thing, defensively. They look really solid defensively and they can get goals. Not through constant attacking pressure like a Spain, but through individual brilliant moments. Nuno Mendes, the best Portuguese player. They also have Vitinha. We still haven't seen João Neves used in the right way, because Martinez wants to play João Neves as a right back and play Bernardo Silva in that dead midfield. So Portugal, they're one of the favorites going into that tournament. After that confidence, winning the Nations League, hopefully Martinez can trick around. Hopefully Leão can get to his best. I mean, Leão was not starting in both of those Nations League semi-final and final. He needs to get back to his form, because Leão is a special player. When you have Leão and Nuno Mendes on that side, and they're going to be one of my favorites, Portugal, go into this tournament. The talent speaks for itself, and they just showed us they have that winning mentality as well. I still think maybe they should try something without Ronaldo, but I mean, he scored in both games. Yes, it was complete tap-ins from Nuno Mendes doing incredible work, but if that's what Ronaldo is good at, let him do that. So Portugal, one of my favorites already. Let's move away to England. England, I think England is like the Arsenal of national teams. Great side, such talent, but this is lacking mentality. There's a reason England have never won a Euros and have only won one World Cup in its entire existence, but they have so great football in England. I mean, first of all, this is one of the craziest stats. Not a single English manager has won the English Premier League. I think they've won, the previous one, whatever it was called, before 1992, but the Premier League has never been won by an English manager because they don't push for that. South Americans, Europeans, Spanish, Italian, German, those have won it, but not an English one. And that's why it's actually perfect that their national team finally has a non-English manager, which is Thomas Tuchel, one of the best managers in the world. Great in what? Cup competitions. So I think this is perfect, and I think England will definitely make a deep run, just as they've been doing recently, but the mentality will be better. Very talented squad, and I think Tuchel will get the best out of them. I know that it will take a little bit of time for them to look good, but even if they don't look good in qualifiers and games going up to that tournament, look, the tournament is 7, 8 games. It's all about what you do in those 8 games, and I think England will be really strong. They are a team that I would estimate and overrate more than usual, and a lot of it has to do with Thomas Tuchel. I think he's that big of a game changer. The mentality. I saw so many England fans and people talking, oh, England shouldn't have a non-English. Well, your managers stink. It was Tuchel, or it was Graham Potter, or like Neville's brother from the women national team. Do you want to win something, or do you want to keep the heritage? Disgusting people, man. This is a rule I've said. Sweden at the moment has a Danish coach. Algeria at the moment has a Bosnian coach. My opinion is this. We should always prioritize a manager from the nations. Obviously, you're going to manage the national team. You want to have a manager from the nation. But if there's not anyone good and the other candidates are much better, I would take one. One of our best moments in Algeria was with Haliludžić, who's also Bosnian. One of our best moments came with a nun. Sweden, I don't remember back in the day who was their manager. Probably Swedish, but we've also had some cheeky, I don't know, we've had a lot of Swedish managers, but now we have a Danish one and we might be cooking. Yes, we have a really talented squad now and so on, but that's my rule. So I've never enjoyed those English fans. But England, I don't know if I want to say favorites like a Portugal. Slightly behind Portugal, if we're going to do like a power ranking. I might do a power ranking at the end of all of these nations. Let's move on. One last European team. We'll come back to Europe. Let's go with Germany. Germany, it's like they've been going through a generation shift ever since 2018. Germany won the World Cup comfortably in 2014. Beautiful team. Beautiful performances. Beautiful unit squad under Löw, if you know what I mean. And now, since 2018, they finished 4th in the group, by far the worst World Cup campaign in German history. And since then, they've still been doing a squad rebuild. I remember Müller was absolutely dog shit in that World Cup. Then you watch the recent Euros and Müller is still playing. Because the new talent coming for Germany has not been up to par. So they're still living with the Leroy Sané and Serge Gnabry and Thomas Müller and these bums. They gotta move on. It's just the new generation hasn't been at the level, expected of a German. The thing with Germany, they have Nagelsmann, a great coach, and we saw Germany at the Euros. There was basically nothing between Germany and Spain. And Germany should have had a penalty on that Cucurella thing. So Germany, Musiala, he was obviously out for the Nations League game, but they can get the best out of Musiala and Wirtz. Both of them had great campaigns for their teams. And Nagelsmann, just like that Germany 2014 squad, they had like players like Mustafi and Hövedes in the back line and so on. So sometimes when it comes to Germany, because they're such great units, it's not about the individuals, it's not about the names, it's about they work together. And I think potentially this Germany squad can work really well together. That's my opinion. And I think Nagelsmann is a great man for the job. I think his contract ends in 2026 as well with Jurgen Klopp. He's at Red Bull, but he has a clause if the Germany job is available, he will go there. So this might be Nagelsmann's final one. And then I see him leaving, probably going to the Premier League. I think Nagelsmann is thinking about going there. He's not going to go back to Bayern. PSG, we have Lucho. Madrid just got Xabi Alonso. Barca just got Flick. So I see Nagelsmann going to the Premier League after that. Germany, power ranking, the third out of these teams who have gone through. Portugal first, England, then Germany. Moving on to South America, Argentina, Brazil. Argentina, obviously, won the World Cup in 2022. Can they do it again? They obviously won the Copa America as well, which was played in America. So they were coming in with great confidence into this tournament, recently beating Brazil 4-1, one of their biggest victories against their arch rivals as well. But their main player, who was absolutely huge at the World Cup in 2022, Lionel Messi, would not be as good. Yes, Messi would still give us moments, but he would not be as good as he was back in 2022. He doesn't have the match fitness. He's not playing against as great competition as well. He will still be good. But Argentina, the main thing is, can the role players do more than what they did last time? Alvarez had a great World Cup, and he's cooking with Atletico Madrid, so he will be huge for Argentina going into that tournament. One big miss, though, will be Angel Di Maria, Argentina's big game player, like finals, everything, Olympics, Copa America, World Cup. Angel Di Maria pulled up, and he will be a big miss. You have Alvarez, you have Messi. I don't know who's going to be. Lautaro obviously won the Copa America, scored the most goals at the Copa America, so maybe Lautaro can pull up. De Paul is going to Inter Miami, so I don't think it's the best thing. But I mean, it's only 1 year. He will still keep his level. So Argentina, they have the experience. I don't think they will win it. I don't see them going back to back. I mean, the last time a team went back to back, I think it was it like Brazil, 1990s, 1980s, something like that. Don't see it happening. But they're definitely one of the favorites. They have the experience. They know what to do. They have lost some of their players, but they still have Messi. They still have Alvarez. They still have Martinez. They have Enzo Fernandez, who's coming off a great Club World Cup with Chelsea as well. I don't know about great. Cheeky Club World Cup. But he won the trophy. He will get a bit of confidence. You know what? I'm going to put Portugal ahead of them. Ronaldo. I'm going to put Portugal, Argentina, England, Germany so far. Next one is Brazil to finish off South America. I don't know about Brazil, man. I watched that Argentina game where they completely slapped up Brazil. Obviously, Neymar wasn't playing. Neymar recently had a masterclass, scored the winning goal versus the top in the Brasileiro League, Flamengo. Flamengo obviously came from the Club World Cup after that Bayern München defeat. Maybe that came to play, but Neymar, he's always had the level. It's all about the fitness. Even in the recent World Cup, he got injured in the first game and played like 50-70%. But we saw that Neymar goal versus Croatia. That was one of the biggest nation-carrying moments I've seen. He doesn't just create the goal. He doesn't just create the assist. He's creating the entire play and scores a beautiful goal. But unfortunately, Brazil stink. And I think they went in with too much overconfidence. The Hexa thing. They had the World Cup on their phones and everything. It was a bit too cringe. A bit too cringe from Brazil. But they obviously got Carlo Ancelotti. And Carlo Ancelotti, it's not really what he's going to do tactics. It's him being there. The demeanor. I saw the recent manager they had. Whatever his name was. Dilo something. Dilo Repetike something. He was not respected. The Brazil players were not respecting him. They didn't care about him. Carlo will be respected. One of the best players in that Brazil squad. Vinicius Jr. absolutely adores him. Same with Rodrigo. Maybe Militao gets brought into the squad as well. Maybe he brings back Casemiro. He should bring back Thiago Silva. I don't know. Was it Brazil that started not calling up him, or because I don't think he's retired from the national team. Bring back Thiago Silva, man. I saw bumps like Murillo, from Nottingham Forest, and I saw bumps in the midfield from Wolves. I got disgusted. Who is this Andre? Oh well, he's a cheeky talent in the Premier League. I don't fucking care, man. I don't care. Stop with these NPC names. This is Brazil. Respect the heritage. So I think Carlo Ancelotti is the perfect thing to bring in there. He will bring in names. He don't care if you're cooked in Wolves in the Premiership and get that shit out of here. Cunha might have a great season with United as well. Will be up. Brazil, it's a lot of offensive stuff. Their midfield a bit stinky. Their defense and fullbacks a bit stinky. Alisson can still have a huge tournament, even though he doesn't perform as well with the Brazilian national team as he does with Liverpool. Brazil, they could be cheeky at this World Cup. Let's take a look at their ranking. Portugal, Argentina, England, I'm gonna put Brazil ahead of Germany. Let's do that. Two nations left. Francia and España. Fabian Ruiz, Lamine Yamal, Rodri is good. The Spain team. I said to people before, obviously, people do not like to listen to the harsh truth, but I said they're not as good as they were at the Euros. They've obviously lost Laporte, who was huge for them as a centre-back. Carvajal, obviously, shell of his former self. Am I forgetting someone? Still don't know why De La Fuente is not playing Balde. I mean, he has to be one of the fucking worst decisions. Playing this fucking Cucurella guy, man. Not having Balde, not having him in the squad. Play Balde right back. Play Balde left wing. And then how he keeps on playing Pedri as an offense. Pedri is a deep laying midfielder. I don't understand these managers, man. They do not understand football. They do not. That's why it's so funny when people say, oh, this manager has said this, or this ex-footballer has said this. And then I say, his opinion is as valid as my opinion. I'm more intellectual, but that don't matter. A person's opinion is as much. Even though he's played football 20 years, it doesn't give him any intellectuality in football. Stupid decisions. So that's how I feel. Spain, though, extremely talented. Definitely going in as one of the favorites into the World Cup. Won the Euros recently. They feel the confidence. They will have a little bit of anger since losing the Nations League as well. Barca will have a great year. A lot of Barca players, Spanish players like Pedri, Yamal, Kubarsi, Ferran as a squad player. It'll be interesting if Kubarsi starts starting. Maybe play Kubarsi Houston. But I know that De La Fuente absolutely adores Lenormand, who's a very good centre-back. Fair play to him. But yeah, I don't know that much talk about Spain. I mean, a lot of these nations we've talked about, they have bad stuff and so on. Spain, I mean, it's very straightforward. They're going to go in as one of the favorites, have great moment players. Where do I put them? Should I be... All right, let's do this. Portugal. And Spain will play Argentina in the Finalissima in March. That would be a very interesting game. The Euros winners versus the Copa Americas winners, for those who don't know. I'm going to keep Portugal first. I'm going to put Spain second, Argentina third, England fourth, Brazil fifth, Germany sixth. And now we come to the final and last nation. Francia. I mean, basically, they have been the nation I've been supporting for a long time because of they have the most PSG players. It's always between France and Portugal. They've always had the most PSG players in recent time. The only issue with France is obviously Kylian Mbappe ruining the fucking party as always, stinking up when it matters. I mean, it's like watching PSG from back in the day when Mbappe was there. So it's so annoying sometimes to watch France. But this is a World Cup. It's like Mbappe doesn't care that much about the Euros compared to the World Cup. I mean, all of his Euros has been stinky. His World Cup, though, complete opposite. And I think whether Mbappe has a great season or not with the Real Madrid this season, he will try his best to turn up. Because it's much easier turning up for an 8-game tournament than a 60, 70-game season. And yeah, France, I mean, they're very strong. They're extremely strong. I mean, the main issue is Deschamps. I mean, he is one of the biggest frauds of all time. I remember that Croatia game played so beautifully. Then I watched that Spain-France game and they just absolutely got spanked. Yes, the game finished 5-4, but Spain were up 5-1 at one point. But having a talent like Ryan Cherki, they still need to figure out the midfield, how they're going to play, like the ball progression. And the fullbacks they have is so fucking stinky as well, man. And he still doesn't want to play Dembélé in his central role. You know, Deschamps, he was at the Real Madrid PSG game when PSG spanked Madrid. When Dembélé looked like the best player in the world. And Mbappe looked like the worst player in the world. But Deschamps is still building the team around Mbappe. You gotta think about it. Mbappe's best time was when the team was not built around him. 2018 World Cup, the team was not built around him. Mbappe was that moments player. Sometimes gets the ball, sometimes makes the run. But now everything is on Mbappe, all the attention is on Mbappe, and he's so fucking garbage in tight space and everything. Please, Deschamps, put Dembouz false 9, put Mbappe left wing, put Cherki, Olise, Due, Barcola. Look at the talent you have, man. You're a disgrace to football, man. Fix up that midfield. Fix up the fullback Irino. Get Theo Hernandez to play football like he usually does. And this team should be winning the World Cup. France, obviously, will go into the World Cup 2026 as one of the favorites. And let's finish off the ranking. I'ma do it. No, it's too early. I think my prediction at the moment is that France will win World Cup 2026. I mean, I predicted basically France to win most of these tournaments, but I'm gonna do it again just because the immense, especially attacking talent. But in my power ranking, so like without my opinion or feeling, because it's a lot about feeling. Power ranking: Portugal first, Spain second, Argentina third. No, France. We'll put them together. Argentina, France. Third together, fifth England, sixth Brazil, seventh Germany. That's been it for my World Cup power ranking. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below. What's your World Cup power ranking for World Cup 2026? That's been it from my boy PSGINT, and as usual, allez, 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 allez.